Hello, everybody. Andy here from Glass Half Dead, the #1 kill team channel, the best kill team channel around. Unless, of course, you are aware of literally any other kill team channel, in which case I've lied. So, hi, everybody. Hey, look at what I just saw. Article on Warhammer Community. Today, I want to talk about for the new players out there, for the players a little bit unsure about how terrain, what sort of terrain is really suitable for kill team. Can you make GW's upcoming made to order terrain work for kill team? The answer is yes, but I think it's not the most suitable terrain, so I just want to discuss that a little bit with why. And so, hopefully, if you're a new player to Kill Team, as I discuss all of this, you can kind of get a grasp of why that is, I suppose, to help you make informed purchasing choices. With that said, let's obviously get straight into it. And before we get straight into it, what do we have to do? You already know it, guys, girls, galesses, whatever the neutral pronoun there is. I'd like to give you a subscriber only benefit, and that subscriber only benefit is a big double hello. Wow, so wholesome. Truly the wholesomest knows no bounds in the world of Glass Half Dead. Hey, if you want that double hello in the next video, like, subscribe, leave a comment. That would be great. For the comment today, let me know if I'm right or wrong, or actually, forget that. If you know a particularly good not kill team specific kit, so not Volcus and not Tomb World. Doesn't have to be GW, obviously. Drop a suggestion down below. That'd be very interesting. Cool. All right. And of course, hey, if you do like what I do here, do consider clicking on my affiliate links. Links are down below, either in the description. I have every link listed out, or in the pinned comment, I have a link to my link tree, which has all of the pictures or links. I use Element, Wayland, and Red October Games in the UK. In Canada, there's the Northern Citadel, and in America, there is Wargame Portal. It costs you nothing extra. That'd be awesome. And hey, if you're ever finding yourself into Kill Team a bit, which you probably are if you're clicking on this video, do consider checking out Crossfire or GG Easy. I have codes there that give you money off when you use them. No more need be said. Okay, so this style of terrain was released 2 years ago for Kill Team during the Beta Decima season. And we got a few of these pieces then. Cool. Interestingly, they have not just done a full, we are reprinting Beta Decima. They haven't done that at all. In fact, they've done kind of the opposite. However, there were things that you could only purchase during that season, like this thing here, which I have here because I got it. And something below, which we'll look at in a moment. And I want to talk about why these are good or why they are bad. First things first. Any terrain is good. If you think it looks good, you can make it work in Kill Team. And I'm going to tell you how. However, it should be noted that Kill Team is a game that does want a certain density of terrain, by which I mean not too dense and not too sparse. That's the opposite of dense, sparse. Yes. So this sort of terrain can be very good as a feature, like this piece here. I actually really like this terrain. I think it's really fun and really cool. Is it good for Kill Team? Not really, no, but it looks cool, and there's lots of little, like, bits you could tow in and bits of features that, like, I'd still use it. I think it's very cool. It's not just a big block. I like it. Cool, but I will tell you how to make it work. If you're looking at this and you're thinking, "I want to make a whole kill zone based on this Mechanicus look, will it work?" Firstly, you probably be better off doing it for Necromunda, to be honest with you. Just play Necromunda. You'll have a better experience if you want to make a really dense board. Moving on from that. Okay, this piece of terrain we can make work. This piece of terrain and this piece of terrain and this piece of terrain are a little bit harder to make work. So this here, it does just work. It's a large block, which actually I have a picture. I wanted to show you how big it is because since I have it right next to me, I actually just threw it down on a table. There you go. So this is, so just so you're aware how large this is, it is larger than the footprint of the large stronghold on Volcus, which means off the top of my head, it is 8 inches by 7 inches. So think about that. And then it is 3 inches high, 2 inches at the walkway, 3 inches at kind of the taller bit. So height's fine, no issues there. but it is very large. And so you have to think, where are you putting this on the table? Because it is going to completely change any table it goes on. Just like the large stronghold does. However, the advantage of the large stronghold is that you can walk around inside it, and there's actually quite a breadth of space you can move around inside. Whereas this really only has the walkway where you're supposed to walk on, and anything else, maybe not, a little bit debatable. Like, should you really be standing on top of a wind turbine? Is that good OSHA health and safety practice on the battlefield? Probably not, if I'm honest. Cool. Something to keep in mind there. It will change any board you put it on. Now, sorry, if you're playing Necromunda or if you're playing 40k, then there's space for something like this. But on something that's a little bit more kill team sized, it's quite dominating, I would say. Right, we then move on to these pieces here. So, how do you make this work? So, I think this sort of terrain is really cool if you're trying to create multiple level terrain. Okay, big fan. However, so you're aware, these are 5 inches high, which is quite tall. Now, I think there's a very simple fix for this, which is simply say it costs 3 to climb. You don't. I know there are ladders. You can see ladders attached here at the back there. Cool. You have 2 issues with this. Firstly, there are some teams that literally cannot climb this under current kill team rules. So that's not fair. So how do you fix it? Just say it costs 3 to climb. Then the only thing you're doing is nerfing some guns. It will make it a little bit harder to get shots with pistols, a little bit impossible to get shots with a few other things. But I think that's a much less of an issue. I think a 5-inch climb is not tenable in kill team. You will literally make some teams unable to play the game, quite literally. And there you go. But it can work with a 3-inch climb. I will also say this smokestack behind it, it's called something, it's like a pyrochemite stack. Something like that, right? That sounds 40k bullshitty, doesn't it? Yeah, a pyrochemite stack. These are terrible pieces of terrain. They are very narrow the whole way up. They have nothing else, like, you see it just looks like a little circle. You might think, oh, maybe there's a little pipe that sticks out the back to give it some stability. Nope. It is that tiny, like 1-inch wide circle that is then 10 inches high. Do not play with this terrain. I have played with this terrain. It is bad. It will fall over every single game. Do not play with it. There you go. It looks cool as like part of a stack system, but it's horrible to play with. Obviously, if you do play with it though, as you should, if it looks cool, just blue tack it down. Lots of just blue tack balls off of it, and it will work. But it's not the best. You will knock it over every single game, as I have done when I've used it. Blue tack the crap out of it, but keep in mind that it doesn't actually provide much terrain. That's the problem, because it looks cool. It's tall, nice, but it is actually a very narrow at the level that your guys will be interacting with it. It's tiny. So there you go. We have the walkways, exactly the same thing here. Just say it takes 3 inches to climb. Lovely, big fan. Make all of this stuff on the gantry light terrain, and these can be heavy. That's fine, no issues. Good. Then we have this thing. So this is cool. This was originally released as the Genestealer Cult's faction terrain. Obviously, 40k then moved away from faction terrain, and this went out of stock. But it's a really, really cool piece that goes perfectly with all of this. So if this is your vibe, this is great. But it is 10 inches tall. There you go. Just keep that in mind. Just keep that in mind. So this is tall enough that pistols literally cannot shoot you when you're up there. That's a bad thing for kill team. I'd say if you want to have this on your board, just do it. It'll look awesome. And just say you can't go to the second floor. Now that might seem a touch unfair, but you're not playing Necromunda. You're playing kill team. Just say you can't get to the second floor. Easy. Assuming that you're against a team with pistols, or alternatively, just say that when measuring with pistols, they only measure as if you were exactly 5 inches lower. So you were only here, and then they can hit you, right? Because if you're using this terrain anyway, it's not like you're playing a hardcore competitive version of the game. So just pretend that they are the floor below. Done. Cool. Right, we then get to some stuff that I can't remember what this was released for, but this is actually a rather large piece of terrain as well, but I don't have any reference for it. But this I do have reference for because this was released with the Beta Decima series as well. And I remember looking at these and thinking, when I first saw them, they're tiny, they're like plasma generators, but I have one here. I have two of them, obviously, but as you can tell, I never painted them because I didn't like the terrain. But there you go. They're actually really large, much larger than expected. So basically, it fits almost exactly in the shape, in the footprint of the large terrain piece ruins. There, it is a little bit too tall to fit under them, but that's actually their almost exactly their footprint, which I assume is roughly, what are we saying? 4x3, 4x2.5. I'm going to say 5x3. There you go. Just gave you about 5 different numbers there. Perfect. So that's the top down. And then this is, as you can tell, it is about exactly 4 inches. It doesn't quite fit underneath those. So just keep that in mind. These are fine. Like, these work. In a way that I think is a little bit more debatable about whether this works. I think it's a touch more debatable about whether the gantry ways work, but these are fine. These are just nice little blocks you can put down. I wouldn't say that they're better than Volcus. I think the Volcus thin walls are really good for Kill Team, but these do work. Yeah, there you go. And that's it. There you go. Let's not... Oh, there's more. Sorry. These are fun. I like these. Cool. You will have to decide how exactly are you working around, what's actually creating the heavy terrain here. At what point are you towing in, etc., etc. But these work. They're fine. They're close enough to being a very nice box shape that you could just use them as heavy terrain or light terrain if you prefer. And of course, these also came with the Beta Decima, where these are good. These are really nice. Although I think they're quite dull and boring. If this is your vibe here, all of this industrial stuff, and you're creating a Necromunda board maybe, or you're a very thematic Kill Team board, these go along with it perfectly and are exactly what you need to make your Kill Team board work. So all of these are cool, but you're using them for fun and flair, right? Good. They're not super practical. But to make this board practical, you're going to need more on the ground floor. It's awesome that you're creating, if you buy, 4 walkways, one of these, and this. That's awesome. You've basically created a 2-tiered board because you've got lots of places to run around up top. But on the bottom, it's not going to be amazing. And there's going to be so much heavy terrain from these legs, unless you call the legs light, of course. You probably should call the legs light, now that I think about it. But a little bit of in-theme scatter is exactly what you need to make the board work. So this here is heavy, all the rest are light. Honestly, if you're doing that, if you're making it really dense, you're going to have loads of these legs, and I think you would have to call them light, to be honest with you. Or perhaps the ones that are filled in could be heavy, and the ones that aren't are light, maybe, because you're going to have way too much heavy on the floor if you're using loads of these. And there you go. You can make this work. It's coming out. It's like the 25th. They go on sale the 25th of December until the 12th of Jan. There you go. And it will take 6 months for it to get to you, because that is GW's lead time when they actually tell us what they're releasing and for made to order stuff. And there you go. Cool. So you can make this work. It's not going to be the smoothest Kill Team game you've played, but if somebody said, Andy, I've just painted all this stuff up, do you want to play it? I would say definitely, because as someone that has terrain that can essentially create a second floor, it's really fun. So I would recommend doing it, even though the competitive players might not ever touch this. It's just fun, and it's great terrain to double for Necromunda or even 40k. Not that anybody plays that watches me. Everybody, thank you so much for watching till the end. If you've liked what you've seen here, do consider checking out my affiliate links. And of course, for making it to the end, I will give you a big triple hello. Wow, so wholesome. Big question before you go. Obviously, you've already just left a comment about good terrain kits that you can use from elsewhere. This is blue, right? This hoodie is blue. Why is it semi-transparent on my green screen? It should only go transparent if it's green. Moving on, if you could let me know that, I don't understand colors at all very clearly. Goodbye.